Working Interferences is intended for mature audiences. Since the hosts never grew up, someone needs to be the adult. Welcome to Working Interferences with Josh and Lance, the dental advice podcast for the average dentist. Here is Josh and Lance.
Bros, what is up? Welcome to the Working Interferences podcast, dental advice show. I'm Josh Walston.
And I am Lance Timmerman.
Lance, just rewatched Game of Thrones, the second episode of season 8, and I have to admit, you caught me in my refractory period, Lance. It was pretty hot and heavy stuff. As we got to see, have you watched it yet?
I did.
All right, good. I don't want to spoil it. So I guess spoiler alert here. We're not going to give away anything key in the episode, but I will tell you, I hope you want to see Arya Stark naked, because you're going to see Arya Stark naked. Yeah.
I figure if you're listening to this and this could be a spoiler, you're not a true fan. You should have watched it by now.
Yeah, it's we're recording this on Monday. This goes out on Thursday. Plenty of time to catch up. Yeah. But that doesn't ruin any plot point of the episode. No. Now, it's not that Maisie Williams, who plays Arya Stark, it's not that she's not attractive. I don't want anybody to misinterpret this. It's just that, she's been on the show since she was 9.
I know.
And then to see her,
I can't not see her as 9.
I know, and that's she's over 18. It's perfectly legal. All this. She's a beautiful woman. Yada yada yada. However, it's just weird to see her naked. This would be like if the Cosby Show was on HBO, which in retrospect may have been a better place for it. and Rudy from the Cosby Show at one point just took off all her clothes. I remember when you were a little kid. It's weird now. Yeah. I didn't need this sex scene. Thought from Lance Timmerman.
No. It's a tough look.
It's a very tough look. I thought about who would be the characters, the actresses' characters on Game of Thrones that you'd least like to see a sex scene with.
Tormund.
I was thinking specifically females. But okay. I do like how you went there. Because I don't need to see I don't need to see Tormund's balls. I really don't. It's not on my.
Get that ginger shit right out of here.
Yeah. I don't need to see Catelyn Stark naked.
No, that's not.
I'm okay if I never see her naked.
Yeah, and the grandma that poisoned the king, Emma Peel, she was on the Avengers. What was her name?
The grandma that poisoned the king?
Yeah, and then she said, after she was poisoned by Kingslayer, she goes, and by the way, I did it.
Oh, yeah, Lady Olenna. Yeah, I forgot about Lady Olenna. I don't need to see her naked. You're right. That's a good call. Excellent call.
It's like a scene from The Shining. I don't need that.
Yeah, I don't need that. That's not something I need in my day.
No.
I don't need to see Lysa Arryn having a sex scene. And the problem is we did see Lysa Arryn having a sex scene, and we heard Lysa Arryn having a sex scene. And we also saw an 11-year-old boy nursing on Lysa Arryn in season 1.
That's right.
Which was a really tough look.
Yeah, that was a bit of a shocker.
I did not need to see that one.
Wasn't ready for that one.
Should have been prepared. There should have been a warning on that.
Should have been.
How about, do you remember Mary Mazdor? She was the witch that cursed Khal Drogo in season 1. It's a deep pull.
Yeah, wow, no.
If she was hot, you'd remember.
Wait a minute. I think I remember now. Yeah, in a tent or something.
Yes. Yeah, don't need to see her naked.
No.
You got anybody else?
Most of the cast, honestly.
There's some really attractive cast members that I don't mind seeing naked.
I said most.
Where do you stand on Brienne of Tarth?
I'm no.
I will ride or die with her as a character.
Right.
And I so want to see her and Jaime end up together. And in fact, last night there was a moment where I thought they were going to kiss, and I was like, yes.
Yeah.
But I don't need to see her naked.
Nope. I'm good.
I think I've got the ultimate one.
Uh-oh.
It's a deep pull again. Do you remember old Nan? She was like Bran's caretaker when he first fell off the tower. That old lady. Don't need to see like her getting rowdy with anybody. What do you think?
No, that's a good call.
Are you good with that?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the first 2 episodes so far?
So far, okay. I mean, they're setting the table. They're establishing.
It's exposition to kind of set up what's.
Yeah, I understand.
Coming.
Next week is the big week. 80 minutes of just blood and gore and fighting. So I'm excited for that one.
It's going to be interesting to see if it lives up. I hope it does.
It's going to be a big weekend because you got Avengers Endgame that I will have had to have seen prior as well. Yeah. So it's going to be
just nerding out, Lance. We're just nerding out.
Full on nerding out. And that's fine. I'm good with that.
I have a hot take.
Oh.
And I don't think it's that hot of a take because I think you agree with me.
Okay.
Thanos was right.
Uh-huh.
There's too many fucking people.
There are a lot of fucking people.
A lot of people. We don't need this many people. We're good.
Yeah.
And if I'm one of the 50% that dissolves, cool. That's less emails I have to deal with tomorrow.
No shit.
Right? I mean, like it seems pretty painless.
It's a good way to go.
If that's the way I gotta go, that's the way I gotta go.
I mean, if I had my choice, let's see, stroke, heart attack, or like
Elvis, the full Elvis of just whatever happened to Elvis while he was on the toilet. That one is bad. Yeah. That's a tough look. I'd much rather just dissolve into dust than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it fascist? I don't know what it is. I don't think it's fascist. I don't know what it is, but I guess it's anarchist or whatever. I don't know. Whatever it is, I kind of feel Thanos was right.
Well, he's got a point.
I think he does. I think he has a really good point. There's too many humans. I read something the other day. There's how many generations, how many years would it take for humans to get like right back in the same situation? And it was like 80 years.
Really?
Yeah, it's not right. Half the population could be wiped out, and in 80 years, we'll be right back where we were.
Wow.
Hell of an 80 years, though, Lance. Hell of an 80 years.
Yeah.
Great 80 years. Well, Lance, this is an advice show.
Apparently.
We answer your questions. We answer questions we find in all those neat little dental Facebook groups. We answer questions from Reddit. We strive to help dentists and dental team members with our own unique brand of advice. So please, we need your questions. They are the sustenance we crave. You can submit your questions to workinginterferences@gmail.com. Now, we don't want just any question, do we, Lance?
No.
We don't want a bunch of boring questions like, what's the worst nude scene in Game of Thrones history? Or actually, what's the best nude scene in Game of Thrones history? Because we all know that seeing Theon's crank in Season 1 was literally the greatest nude scene in the history of Game of Thrones. We want the questions that Gordon Christensen cannot answer. Do you think Gordon Christensen has ever seen a minute of Game of Thrones?
Not a chance.
I've seen the memes, like the new vegan is saying you've never seen Game of Thrones.
Right.
I hate all those people. You're all wrong.
Every single one of you
are wrong. Yep, you're all wrong. Kurt says, hey guys, this is one of my practices. Picture enclosed, which I've sent to Lance, and we will post up if you want onto the Facebook page. I've been working hard on updating things. This is one of my practices. I've been working hard on updating things and trying to spruce this place up a bit. Any suggestions on getting this place to look better? I admit I'm horrible at this stuff. I'm more of Mr. Plain Jane when it comes to facilities. Now, he spelled plane, Plane, as if it's an airplane, which I enjoyed. I enjoyed the idea of a character name being named Plain Jane, and it's a woman who flies an airplane, I guess. I don't know. There was a really great Adam Carolla in his last special had this amazing joke about Amelia Earhart. I don't even know if I should say it. It's so horrible, but it's
probably
so
not.
good.
But go ahead.
It's no, I can't even. It's so good though,
dude. No one's listening. Go ahead.
Go on Netflix and watch Adam Carolla's special.
Okay.
And watch for the joke about Amelia Earhart in there.
Why? You're
So
scared.
good.
Too soon? I mean,
it's only 110 years later, I think, whatever it is.
Exactly.
80 years later. It's not too soon. It's rather uncouth.
Oh, okay.
But it's so.
Since when have you been couth?
I know, but it's on microphone, and Michael Cohen could be listening to this, so I can't say that joke.
That's true. All right.
So let's describe this photo that I sent you.
Uh-huh.
It's a hallway of a dental office.
Very plain
typical.
Jane hallway.
It is very plain Jane. There's literally nothing on any of the walls.
Uh-huh.
There are light sconces. One of the light bulbs is out on one of the light sconces.
Uh-huh.
There is like drop ceiling, acoustic tile on the ceiling with just your typical old like fluorescent, lightsaber bulbs. Some sort of pergo or hardwood dark espresso stained floor.
Uh-huh.
And what would you call the wall color? Eggshell?
Sure.
It's not like white, but it's not really a color.
No.
And there's literally nothing on any of the walls.
Yeah, I start with some art, maybe.
Yeah, so I mean, art is like the easiest thing.
Yeah.
Except sometimes it's not so easy. I've never been to your office, so I want you to tell me your art situation. I know, I'm
2
sorry.
weeks ago, and
to be fair, I wasn't in Tukwila, I was in Woodinville.
actually, you drove through Tukwila because I'm right by the airport.
I did at like midnight on a Friday night.
Well, yeah, okay, fine. All right.
And then at like 4 o'clock in the morning on a Monday.
Uh-huh.
You should be thankful I didn't call you.
Okay. Let's see.
Because I'm always curious to know what dentists have at their office, like up on the walls.
So we had someone kind of do that sponge paint in the reception area. So I do have multi-textured color /
Now,
whatever.
is that like a contraceptive sponge?
Uh-huh. It's today's. And it was... my reception area was sponge-worthy.
Yeah, good. I'm glad.
Yeah. So we sponged all over the walls. And then I got a big piece of art that it looks like a Tuscan village or something like that, Tuscany. And once you cross the threshold where the door is, then it becomes a little bit more plain. But it's still not white. It's kind of an earth tone. And then on the walls, I've got pictures of befores and afters and portraits and plaques from CE places and things like that. Licenses from where I'm licensed. And then
all over the world. The veritable world geography sophomore year class.
A little bit.
In dental licenses.
A little bit. So it's not... What's funny is Clint made a comment. He started from scratch in 07 or 08, and his office was pretty nice, but it wasn't really over the top or anything like that. But he got a lot of shade, passive aggressive comments, kind of like, "Oh, I know why your fees are so high," and, looking at how wonderful, beautiful this office is, and he's looking around, kind of going, "The wall is blue. I guess blue means extravagant, I guess."
Yeah, that $37.95 for a gallon of Behr paint at Home Depot was really over the top.
Yeah. It's only latex. Come on.
Semi-gloss. It's not even like scratch and scuff resistant.
That's right. So you definitely want to be careful about making it look too nice, because you will get a lot of people thinking that your fees are too high because that in order to pay for such a nice place.
Sure, I get that. In my office, I've got some stuff like publications and DE stuff, like from covers of DE I've been on. Those are framed. Like my MAGD, that's framed. ACD stuff, that's framed. I've got some pictures of the dogs in the operatories, because people like dogs. But I'm redoing my consult room.
Okay.
And I kind of was talking with kind of a marketing person about it, and who's kind of giving me a little hand with it. And she was very adamant that I should sort of, and I did not like the way she worded this.
Okay.
But I took it in the spirit in which it was intended to, quote unquote, let my freak flag fly with the stuff in my consult room, meaning like,
okay,
just put up stuff that I'm into, just like stuff that I think is cool, sort of curate a sort of art collection of stuff that you like.
Okay.
So I've ordered a bunch of stuff and like I'm in the process of having stuff framed. So I thought maybe I could tell you about that stuff and you tell me if you think it's cool or not, like just piece by piece. You down with that?
I am down with that.
And maybe this will give Kurt some ideas. First thing, a couple of different autographed Andrew McMahon concert posters. Kind of different cool colors, nicely framed and matted, that kind of stuff. Concert posters, I think, always cool, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Concert posters are super cool. A very nicely framed print of Vince Young scoring the touchdown that won the game against USC in the Rose Bowl.
All right. Not bad.
Sort of like one of the greatest moments of my life. Like I feel like that needs to be sort of encapsulated in the sort of room of my life, so to speak.
Uh-huh.
Like architect's blueprint of the ballpark in Arlington.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. A vintage Nike poster from 1987 of Michael Jordan in the dunk contest dunking from the foul line. You remember that one?
Oh, yeah. That's
kind
iconic.
of the shorty, like short shorts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Super cool, like kind of big, it's just a classic poster, but just nicely framed.
Mm-hmm.
A art print of every single Jordan 1 tennis shoe ever produced, like every colorway of every Jordan 1 ever made in the history. I'll send you a picture of it.
Okay.
I think it's super cool. Obviously, like tennis shoes have kind of played a big part of my life. So it's just something I've always been into since I was a kid.
Okay.
Like tennis shoes, I've always different Nikes and stuff like that. Just like ever since I was 7 years old, I was fascinated. And the Jordan 1 was like the first one, the first one of those that I was really into was the Jordan 1.
Cool.
A nice framed photo of Tiger Woods putting out in the 1997 Masters.
There you go.
So I don't know if that does anything for you or not.
Yeah, I think those would all be very cool.
How about this? A nicely framed picture of an Eames chair. An Eames lounge chair.
Okay.
I like it. It's cool. I mean, I'm kind of into that, like architecture, design, mid-century modern stuff.
Yeah.
I'm kind of into that. Original framed John F. Kennedy election campaign poster from 1960.
No, that'd be cool.
Red and white and blue, like super cool. Looks really cool. I feel like that's cool, right?
Yeah.
Famous picture.
Much cooler than the self-portrait after the shot.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That was a tough look. Very tough look on that one. I would have loved to have gone with the Zapruder, as I call it, but just did not work out.
It's hard to make it tasteful.
Yeah, it is. That's a tough one to make tasteful. Unless it's like a Rorschach test and you're in a psychiatrist's office, maybe. Tell me what you see here.
Brain.
I see anarchy. That famous picture of Jackie Robinson stealing home? Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
I have that framed now in my office. Do you remember in the 2011 World Series when Adrian Beltre hit a home run from one knee?
No, I missed it.
It's we lost the World Series, so sucks for us.
Yeah.
However, that moment was kind of a big moment for Ranger fans, so that was cool. So I have that. There's a famous George Gervin poster from the 70s.
The Iceman?
Yes.
I actually had that on my wall.
All right, so that's up. That's framed and up in the wall, and I think it's super cool. And obviously makes a lot of sense, San Antonio, all of that.
Yeah.
One of the last things, do you remember Bo Jackson? It's a little homoerotic, so just bear with me.
Okay.
Bo Jackson sort of with the bat, and the football pads. Do you remember that famous?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I've got that. That's like an original Nike framed version of that.
Very cool. Very
and
nice.
then autographed Back to the Future original movie poster.
Cool. Wow.
Yeah. This is a little meaningful from my lectures.
Okay.
A picture it's a print of a scene in Shawshank Redemption where Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman are kind of sitting there laughing, and Morgan Freeman is smiling. He's got a baseball glove on his hand. Do you remember that kind of moment?
Yeah.
It's that moment from Shawshank Redemption, because I talk about Shawshank Redemption in my lecture a couple times. That's kind of why I thought that sort of made sense. So I feel like that's cool.
Very cool. Yeah.
Last one, a really cool custom made or a really kind of cool art piece of Pulp Fiction. It's kind of an alternate Pulp Fiction movie poster, and it's sort of illustrated. It has jewels and vents, and it kind of goes down and sort of also has Uma Thurman's feet, from like when they were dancing.
Okay.
And again, another sort of seminal movie in my life.
Yeah.
Which I think, I think there's not much cooler than Back to the Future. I'm sorry, than Pulp Fiction.
No, I think you're right.
So
I
what
had
do
a
you
conversation with the kids over the weekend talking about Pulp Fiction, and they haven't seen it, and I kind of feel like as a failure as a father that they haven't. But at the same time, how old are my kids?
Yeah.
22, 21.
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah.
Your youngest is what, 17?
17. But she's seen, God, the kids raised on YouTube nowadays, it might as well, so.
Yeah, I just remember when I saw it the first time, I had never seen anything like it before.
Yeah.
That cut back and forth.
Yeah.
And sort of jumped around the storyline and not knowing what was in the briefcase and
the
just the dialogue.
Of it all.
Yeah, all of it kind of.
And I told her, I said it was a very dialogue driven. And she's like, "Why was it such a big deal?" And I said, "Well, it was an action film that had these 4 stories intertwined. It was dialogue driven, and
no one ever seen anything. Like it literally had never existed before.
Yeah."
At least in anything mainstream, like maybe some weird French movie or whatever. But
right. It's a Fellini homage.
Yeah. It just, man, it was just really influential on me as a kid or on a teenager.
Sure.
It's sort of, it's such a probably typical, like, basic bitch kid from somebody who's a teenager in the mid-90s to say that movie was really influential. But shit, man, how could it, like, that's like saying, it's like saying Pearl Jam wasn't influential, like, if you grew up. Like, of course it was. Like, it had to have been. It was, like, pop culture. It was society at the time. I was just a kid from San Antonio. I'd never seen anything like that before.
Yeah.
So, I tried to, like, in that concert room, like, do kind of a wide variety of things that I thought were cool and curated, and kind of things from my lifetime that had sort of influenced me a little bit. And so, it's kind of a wide array of things in there.
Yeah, let your freak flag fly.
Let your freak flag fly. So I think, Kurt, like, seriously, let your freak flag fly. Just like shit you're into, man. Like, if you really love Alf, like, fuck it, man. Just get like a full-size poster of Alf in there.
Yeah, eat a cat, man.
Melmac, whatever. But if you can't, he does say he's plain Jane. And I'm looking at his picture here, and he does have really, like, it's a tall ceiling. You notice that?
I just figured he was short.
Tall, high ceiling. High ceiling. It looks like at least an 8-foot kind of ceiling. So he's got a lot of these, like, thin, tall columns with nothing on them, right?
Yeah.
I got an idea.
Oh?
Let me send it to you, and then you can describe it to the listeners.
Okay.
I'm sending it to you right now on Messenger. Here you go. Tell me what you think about that.
Still waiting.
Still loading?
Guess so, yeah.
It says you've seen it. It's the very last thing I sent you.
Oh, the Dikembe Mutombo 7'2".
How about this? A life-size poster of Denver Nuggets legend Dikembe Mutombo. That it's fake autographed, I guess. and people can measure themselves against Dikembe Mutombo.
Yeah, see, I'm just kind of anti this at all because he did that fake roll on the floor as the Nuggets eliminated the Sonics.
I forgot about that.
That son of a bitch.
I forgot
I was
about
there, and he just he saw the camera, and then he got down on his knees and rolled. It wasn't like he spontaneously did. He just for that damn camera, so he could roll and be at that moment that will be played over and over and over again. That fucking asshole.
I want you to look at the upper right-hand corner of this poster.
Upper right.
I guess this is his name?
What the
Is that... What am I looking at? So let me read this off. It says, Dikembe Mutombo, Mopolando, Mukamba, Jean, Jacques, Wantanumbo. Is that his real name?
Maybe it's a limerick. That's an African haiku.
I gotta look this up, buddy. Dikembe. I'm over at. This is his real name. Dikembe Mutombo, Muplando, Mukamba, Jean-Jacques, Mwamutombo.
Wow. Or Dick for short.
He's yeah. I miss Dikembe. I know you don't like him. I miss Dikembe Mutombo.
He certainly had personality. I'll give you that.
Listen, I don't have children.
That you know of.
That I know of. If I had a son, I'm not saying Dikembe is in the running for first name.
Okay.
But I feel like a middle name, I'd consider it.
Okay. All right.
Jack Dikembe Austin. How about that?
There you go.
It's so baller, man.
The whitest kid you know.
I love this guy. Love this guy. I love Dikembe Mutombo. Like you can't say it and not smile. I mean, I guess you can, but everybody else outside of Seattle, you can't say the name Dikembe Mutombo and not smile. You just can't do it. Oh, it's so good. So good. I forgot about the Sonics thing. I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
But still, everyone else loves Dikembe.
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
So we found this vintage 7'2" Dikembe Mutombo player size poster. You get Kurt. You get I don't know what 4 of these, something like that, to go up on your columns. And then maybe some other Dikembe Mutombo memorabilia, framed jerseys or whatever, to go on the other long wall. And I think you're good. You're all Dikembe'd out at that point, right?
It seems like a good idea.
Who would not want to go to a dentist that had just Dikembe Mutombo everywhere?
I can't think of anyone.
Do we think Dikembe has... I'm looking at Dikembe's smile. It's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
It's natural. He does have some wear facets on his anteriors. Let me see if I can find a newer picture of Dikembe's smile. I love Dikembe. Dikembe Mutombo smile. This is a riveting pod right here.
Yeah, this is some good stuff. He's looking old.
Yeah, I mean, these big, tall guys like this, they don't age very well.
No.
Yeah, he does have natural teeth. He's not veneered everything out. He's got. You're kind of seeing he's got a little wear facet, kind of from 8, kind of up to 9. Are you seeing that?
Yeah, that's an odd wear pattern there.
Yeah.
He's Bruxton.
Some lower crowding, yeah. And if you look at his curve of SPI, I'm looking at 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, like a big dip between 26 and 25, sort of that roller coaster lower arch.
Yeah.
So, some ortho as it would be in store for Dikembe, followed by, and I can see every picture I'm looking at him, he cants up He goes up from right to left.
Yeah.
So he's canted, and if you were to even that out a little bit, you could either just open him up with a whole arch, or you could do a little ortho and intrude the upper right side and then straighten out his curvus B. And then you should have some room to do some restorations from whatever, 5 to 12, something like that.
Yeah.
This has been Diagnosing Former NBA Washed Out Superstars with Josh and Lance.
That's right.
So, Kurt, just get some Dikembe Mutombo bullshit and put up in your office. What do you think?
Might as well.
Question 2. God, we spent like 30 minutes talking about the garbage. We were literally at the 30. And I guess we talked Game of Thrones for a little bit.
Yeah.
So, probably not full comparison. But we talked about Dikembe Mutombo a lot.
Yeah, we did.
Probably more than any other media outlet has talked about Dikembe Mutombo for at least like 12 years, right?
More than any dental podcast out there.
And more Dikembe Mutombo coverage than Dental Hacks, than the Dental Guys, than Delivering Wow, than Dentist Implants and Worms. We are your headquarters for Dikembe Mutombo coverage.
Damn straight.
Reddit user TBO221 asks, what aspects of brushing teeth bother children the most? Hey everyone, I'm a parent and I was wondering what other people have found bothers kids the most and if they have personal solutions. So Lance, you're a father, I am not. Little Jack Dikembe Austin does not exist yet.
Right.
So you're going to have to kind of quarterback this one.
Sure, it's real easy. They hate the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
the part where they have to do it. That's the part that they hate.
It's like herding cats kind of a thing. I mean, there isn't one aspect about it that they enjoy and will go along with without severe physical restraint.
Give me your rundown. All 3 kids the same, or were all 3 kids different as opposed to this stuff?
They all fought back at different levels. So, let's see.
I mean, like one was sort of like Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
One was Mike Tyson. The other one was Roy Jones Jr. Is that kind of what you mean by that?
Along those lines, yeah.
Like welterweight, heavyweight, and bantamweight?
Yeah, you got to get in there and just kind of assert your dominance and being the adult here. And which would explain probably why the therapy bills are so high. But because it started early.
Yeah.
So we got one of those things. It looked like a condom for your finger that had a little texture on the end, and you start off early and just kind of scrub the gums with that, and eventually work your way up to scrubbing the teeth. Eventually, it became routine, so they just know that it's easier to not fight. So you have to break their will. It's kind of like a buck and bronco. You got to break their will, and eventually they'll submit.
That seems really tough.
A little bit.
What do you think is it the source of them being helpless? Is it the source of them not having a choice on something and they just want to buck against everything that they don't have a choice in? Or is there something special about brushing teeth for kids that makes that be a thing that's like such a point of friction for kids and parents?
Well, I found that if you do it routinely and and you start young, the resistance and the fighting and everything, we're talking maybe 10 seconds. It's not that big. If you don't do it routinely enough and that there's long periods of time between brushing, there's going to be more resistance, more fighting then. But the key to the whole thing was, make sure that the toothpaste tastes pretty good. Because this was
Did you find that helps?
Yeah, for sure. Because then they're not really The problem is that you can't use very much because they're not going to spit. So they are definitely ingesting this. So just barely get any there at all.
Did you have different flavors that worked for different of your kids?
No, we pretty much just blue.
The blue flavor?
Yeah, whatever was blue.
It reminds me of the Dave Chappelle bit where he talks about purple drink.
Okay.
And that he knows the secret to why people like the secret to why people's success is grape juice, because only white people have grape juice, black people have purple drink, and the ingredients on purple drink are sugar, water, and purple. So that reminds me, like the ingredients are SLS, fluoride, and blue. Those are the ingredients.
Yeah.
What is it? Mint? Is blue mint? Was blue fruity?
No, it was when in the kids aisle, blue meant more like a bubblegum, blueberry-ish kind of thing.
Okay. So the last time we have some bubblegum toothpaste.
Okay.
And I tried it not long ago. It's whatever, Colgate Kids, whatever.
Okay.
And it says bubblegum.
Uh-huh.
That shit ain't bubblegum. It's just generic sweet.
Pretty much.
Sugar's not bubblegum.
No.
I need some regulatory on this. I really do. I need the government to get involved with some oversight.
I think that would be a good place to start, for sure.
Bubblegum is its own flavor.
It is. And what exactly is it?
Bubblegum is sugar, but it's a specific formulation. It's sort of like cotton candy is a specific.
Right.
It's sugar, but it's a specific formulation, so it tastes a certain way. And bubblegum itself has a certain scent and flavor that is only inherent to bubblegum. And anything that says it's flavored like bubblegum does not taste like that.
I agree. Although I was trying to describe it not long ago, and I could not describe bubblegum.
Because fruity gets substituted a lot.
It does.
For bubblegum. You'll try bubblegum and it's fruity.
Mm-hmm.
Bubblegum ain't fruity. The real bubblegum is not fruity.
Bazooka Joe has his own...
It's its own flavor,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not the flavor that we get in fluoride varnish. It says bubblegum. In toothpaste, it says bubblegum. There's a real problem, Lance.
Mm-hmm.
I know we've got Antifa, and we've got Trump and talking about the wall, and we've got, it's just tax day. Mm-hmm. But I think we're missing the forest for the trees.
I think you're right.
And that we need bubblegum flavor legislation, Lance.
There you go.
What's your flavor of choice for Profi paste?
Oh, I'm boring. I go straight for the mint.
Yeah, I'm a mint guy as well, but it's wacky to me to see some of these other flavors that I'll see.
Yeah, no.
My favorite one.
We got the cookie dough the other day. I'm like, what the hell's that?
Oh, ooh, I do love cookie dough. It's one of my weaknesses.
As a toothpaste?
not in Profi cup.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I love cookie dough. Go get a Blizzard or something like that, but in toothpaste, that's weird.
I will tell you, you bring up Blizzard, and so that's a Dairy Queen drop. We did go and try out the Dreamsicle dipped cone.
Oh, and
all right. Well, here I need you to do something for me, Lance. I need you. We can do like an F, Marry, Kill, or we can do it. I want you to power rank the Dairy Queen desserts. So you've got Blizzard. You could break it down to flavors if you want. If you have some flavors that you really care about, a chocolate dipped cone, like peanut butter parfait, an ice cream sundae. Power rank those for me.
Okay, I love me my peanut butter parfait.
Okay,
so that's my top.
Andrea had peanut butter parfait very high on her list, and I had to disclose something to her that was stunning. Never had one.
What?
And I love peanut butter.
Yeah, there's no peanut butter in it. It's a peanut buster. It's just peanuts and chocolate. It's like a hot fudge sundae in layers with some peanuts thrown on top. So
I don't know about that, buddy.
Yeah, it's just an easy go-to. Actually, they used to have a thing called a Buster Bar, which was basically the peanut butter parfait, but it was frozen solid on a stick. I haven't seen that in years.
You are right. Peanut butter parfait. Loads of peanuts, mounds of creamy smooth DQ vanilla soft serve, and tons of rich hot fudge layered high for one tempting treat. Do you like that read?
Oh, loved it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I stand corrected. I thought there was some liquid peanut butter sauce involved in that,
and yet there wasn't.
Yeah, you were right.
Yeah.
You were right. Okay, so you went with peanut butter parfait number 1. What was your 2?
It would be the Blizzard.
Any particular flavor that you ride or die for?
Grasshopper.
Ooh, unique. Okay, interesting. And then after that, you would go with a dipped cone?
Or a dilly bar.
A dilly bar? Really? Hot take from Lance.
There's some good shit, yeah.
I go chocolate dip cone 1.
Okay.
I go Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Blizzard 2.
Okay.
Snickers Blizzard 3. Then I would go sort of hot fudge sundae-ish, and then I would go dreamsicle dipped cone. The dreamsicle dipped cone is good. But it's not. It's good, and I think you should try it. But it does not move to the top of the power rankings. Let me put it that way.
All right, fair enough.
What the hell were we talking about? Getting kids to brush their teeth.
Brush kids' teeth. Yeah.
Somehow we end up marrying and killing Dairy Queen desserts.
Uh-huh.
Did you ever incentivize the kids, or was it just like, you're going to do this?
Nah, that was one of those where I just asserted authority. Yeah, you're doing this. I try to make it as pleasant as possible. But
you ever gamify it in any way? Like, I don't know, I'm sure there's apps and stuff like that that can gamify things.
No, we pretty much turn the music on and, brush till the song is over.
Was it Baby Shark?
No.
I just assume that, every kid's thing is done to Baby Shark.
I think that's too new.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think we had that.
You never know, though. Baby Shark might be a remake or something that I didn't know about. That's the thing. See, I missed out on a lot of these kids' things. The only reason I know about Baby Shark is because Ranger shortstop Elvis Andrus is using that as his walk-up music this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so I think it started off as kind of a joke, and then he went 3 for 4 on opening day and hit a home run and had 2 RBI.
Wow.
So it's no longer a joke anymore.
No joke.
It's like that's his walk-up music. Yeah, until he goes through a slump, that's the walk-up music. So interesting. So the whole thing sucks with kids. Kids are going to hate it. You just have to force them to do it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a battle every night. Like the battle for Winterfell with the White Walkers and all that garbage that's about to come.
That's right.
That's what you can look forward to twice a day, every single day until your child is 11. Is that what you're saying?
Ish.
At what point did you get less involved in it?
Well, they quit wanting it to be such a hassle and everything. It's more like 5 or 6. I mean, at that point, they were... For girls, I think, yeah. Yeah.
I think boys, you'd have to ride a little bit longer than that.
Probably.
Just because boys are gross.
Pretty much. I mean, my middle daughter, Skylar, is our pleaser, so she never wants to disappoint. So she, at an early age, was pretty with it and obedient. But
then your other 2 children are garbage.
Pretty much.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, that's where I was going. Yeah.
Do the other 2 kids get mad at her? Like, oh, she's such a suck up?
No.
Okay.
Not really, no.
Okay. Not until now.
Yeah.
And then now that's what
are.
it's going to be. Yeah. No, I think that's good. I'm glad that they don't try to shame her on that.
No.
Just put on your boxing gloves and just get ready to fight, TBO 2221, because you're going to. According to certified father Lance Timmerman.
That's right.
I love this one. I'm not a dentist. This is a response to this.
Okay.
I'm not a dentist, nor am I a parent, but I thought maybe I could add a little. In what way?
Hell.
You're neither of the 2 things.
You bring nothing to this table, you asshole.
You have nothing. Nothing to bring to the conversation. Generally, I think trying to gamify it helps for most kids, but sometimes they know the consequences surrounding not brushing and all that, but they are still severely unmotivated and or depressed and, of course, just lazy, blah, blah, blah. Oh, my God. So I love this sort of starting with, I'm not a dentist or a parent, but I can shed some light. So I'm going to do a quick word count here because I want to see how many words it is that this person, I'm not going to read it all because it's a lot of words.
Okay.
I want to do a word count on this and just see how blowhardy this bad boy gets. 455 words.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. From someone who's not a parent or a dentist.
So unqualified, yet so wordy.
Thank you, Reddit. Let's check into TBO 2221. 3 posts all time.
Okay.
1 in Ask Reddit, 1 in Parenting, 1 in Dentistry. All 3 the same question, all 3 8 days ago.
Really?
This person is horny to find out what aspects of brushing teeth bothers children the most.
Wow.
Do you think maybe this isn't really a parent and this is someone who wants to sort of torture children and just wants some intel on this? Or like that seems like someone who's really passionate to know about what's going on.
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Well, yeah. At least they're not going to commit suicide.
Well, not yet.
Here's what I think. If you need some help getting your children to brush, show them a picture of Dikembe Mutombo. And tell them, if you don't brush your teeth, Dikembe will come and brush your teeth for you.
There you go.
Do you want that? And I guarantee you the answer is no. All children are terrified of Dikembe Mutombo.
As they should be.
Well, Lance, I think that's going to about do it for tonight.
All right.
45 minutes of garbage.
Unadulterated.
Share with your friends. Pass it on. If you have any dentists who are really big Denver Nuggets fans from the early 90s, share this with them. They would love to hear about what's happening in the world of Dikembe. Rate and review, iTunes. How many stars you like, Lance?
I like 69.
I don't think they offer that.
Oh, wait. or 5.
5. Yeah, I think 5. Just go the most you can do. If they change the rating system and go to 69, they give us that. But until then, 5 stars. You can do that anywhere podcasts are available for download. iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, the Podbean. If you're flicking through the Podbean, flick 5 stars. Hit us up on the web, workinginterferences.com. Hit us up on all of the social bullshits. Facebook, Working Interferences with Josh and Lance. Twitter, @Winterferences. Instagram, @Winterferences. Lance can be found on Instagram, @DrTimmerman, DMD. I can be found on Instagram, @Joshua Austin, DDS. I think it's my turn for a song.
It is.
Is that true? Have we ever talked about the Lumineers?
Briefly, I think.
I want to know where they got, I know where they got the name. I want to know, how they decided that would be a great band name.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it's really shitty porcelain.
It really is.
I've never seen a set of Lumineers that look great. Have you?
I have not. I've replaced several cases.
Have you ever done any?
No.
Not a fan.
Not a fan.
Of the material. I love the band, the Lumineers.
Love the band.
This is a song from the Lumineers called Holdin' Out. And ironically, it's from the Storks soundtrack.
Okay.
It wasn't on any of their albums, which is weird because it's one of their better songs. And I don't have the Storks soundtrack. I just have this song. But I'm stunned to find out that this never appeared on a real LP or even EP of theirs.
Interesting.
It's only available.
Who knew?
On the Storks soundtrack. So please, anybody who's seen the movie Storks, please add us and let us know where this song comes in the movie. And if it's at a reasonable time or if it's good or if the movie's good, whatever. I would love to know more about this. The Storks.
That's awesome.
Sounds horrible. DreamWorks, I believe, is who made the Storks. So,
well, there you go.
Purveyors of bullshit trying to meet Pixar and never does, is what I would call DreamWorks, and the Storks is no different. You got anything else, Lance?
I do not.
For Lance Timmerman, I'm Josh Austin. Peace. Celebrate the foreskin. And Dikembe!